So I'm in the middle of recording. I just hit an album, and working on different tracks. This one that you see is called "The Search for Peace," and it's a scene that I've created in my mind that is basically a person walking and in search for peace, right? But they're doing so inside of their mind. So I'm creating like these cinematic movie pieces, and I got the spark this week or past week rather. Koala Beat Cast is doing kind of a 70s TV documentary type vibe, which is kind of cool. And so as I was doing the song for that, I got inspired and thought I should do a album that just has like maybe 10 cinematic moments of music, and it'd be fun. It'd be something different. I've done very, like the Multiverse album, if you've checked out my music, has a lot of reverb, a lot of ambient vibes, but it still has beats. It still has um, more of a pop, R&B, hip hop, soul kind of vibe to it. Whereas this, I'm trying to go straight cinematic, using more cinematic tools like Omnisphere, and there's my squeaky chair, because I am sitting recording this video. But I do plan in the future to do more standing when I do my videos. That way you don't have to hear the chair, so excuse that. Anyway, back to the song. So I put together this whole piece up here, which is pretty much Omnisphere, some more Omnisphere, no, piano, and then which I'm not using piano. I'm actually using. I showed you guys in a video, Ample China, Kung Hao, which is like a harp, I want to call it, and then I'm using some Analog Lab to give me the augmented voices that I want, like a choir type thing. And so I was thinking about, I was like, wait, fractal bits rather. I can't even get the words out of my mouth. Fractal bits is actually will work as an AUV3 on desktop. So I grabbed that and put it in, and then I was like, well, now what am I going to use to trigger it, right? To trigger these bits and pieces. Um, and so I was like, well, I'm going to use Harmony Bloom, which I did. But then I wanted to use Harmony Bloom and create different rhythmic patterns so that it wouldn't get too stagnant. So somewhere about halfway through the song, I'm gonna call it a song or the piece. I like to call it a piece when it's cinematic. Doesn't feel right saying a song. Halfway through the piece, it would switch, and you would hear one pattern, and then that's kind of somewhat repetitive, not too repetitive, and then it would switch to something totally different about halfway. And I did it while I was recording live, and so this is it. And I also wanted to put some roar on it. Roar is the bass distortion, or not bass, I'm sorry, it's the distortion that we use on different things in AUM. I mean, Ableton. Man, I am butching this. This video is supposed to be better than this. But anyway, so if you have Ableton, you know what I'm talking about. And roar is right here. This is two different roars I put together. So they have one preset called glitch feedback. So I'm using glitch feedback. Of course, I had to turn it down. The output was insane. And then I'm putting this one called drum noisy. Let me find it over here for you to see and roar. Okay, here's roar. Here's now I use the bass fattener on my bass when I do that. But I wanted to play around with some of these other ones. So I found noisy clarity, put that on the end of it, and then this glitch called glitch feedback. There's some other glitch ones in there too. So check this out. I'm just gonna play just the drum portion for you. And the way it's got an LFO or something they built into it to move. See how it's moving? This LFO. So you're getting this, and then without the noisy, So this enhances it, but a little bit to me. So it's just Fractal Bits doing his thing. Something I figured out too here, watch this. In Harmony Bloom, obviously we have the octave that we can change and it's gonna change, but in Fractal Bits, you can switch here, but all you see on the front is these, but it actually, if you play up the keyboard, it plays different. Plus you can transpose and make them sound a little bit different. So I did that in this one. I transposed, and that's what it sounds like. Of course I could change that if I wanted to, but I'm not. I kind of like where it came. I'll give you a taste of what the music sounds like with this. So I'll tell you conceptually wise, this was the Fractal Bits portion of it adds the kind of the grit that happens in life as you move along your journey and search for peace. There's bits and pieces and gritty things that happen that kind of can be setbacks, can be different things. And it's not to get real preachy, but the idea is that's why you hear the Fractal Bits. Because without it, it's fine. Like the song will work. But with it, I kind of like it. And I'm probably going to leave some gaps in the front here to allow this to play a little bit, at least a couple chords, and then start in on the Fractal Bits, just to give it some change so it's not, because it's going to be it's only going to be like what you see here, 2 minutes and less than 2:20. And I do a lot of songs like that because they're just moments of music. This isn't the type of music you would put on a radio or anything like that. It's more of a scene in a movie and you're just listening to that scene. So I'm trying to create that cinematic vibe throughout the whole album. And this is just one song. If you check Koala Beatcast, you'll get to hear another one that I'm doing. And so far, those are the only 2 songs. I think I had another one I was working on, but I scrapped it. I didn't like it. And then I'm going to keep going. I have to capture moments. And so as you live life, you have these moments and things you hear about, stories. And when I hear stories or I hear moments, that's how I'm drawing up these images in my mind and making music. So it's just a different way to create. But I wanted to share it with you because sometimes you get stuck. And I encourage you to grab a picture and use a picture as an image to help you visualize how you want to write your music. And it's a different way of thinking, but it'll help you to kind of explore and try new things. Otherwise, you get stuck in a rut making the same type of music. I can make a pop or hip hop or R&B type song all day, but I get bored like anybody else, and I want to try some other things and explore other options that I can maybe embrace. So anyway, The Search for Peace, this will be out. I haven't titled the album yet. I'm still unsure. And in time, I'll reveal it once I know. But it'll take me, I'm aiming for about 10 songs on this album. And that's the goal. And I want them to somewhat fit life, but at the same time be able to have their own character vibes and whatever. So that's the goal. All right. All is well into the next one, right? I'll see you on the next one, and I have some new stuff next week to show you guys. Uh, a piece of gear for sure, and also some other gear to hopefully help enhance my vocals a little bit better. That's the goal, to get the vocals a little bit better so that you guys can hear on the video a little bit clearer. It's been I think 2021 September is when I really started maybe working on videos and start putting them up, but it's taken some time to grow the channel. So I appreciate when you guys click like, tell others, sub. And I know every video is not for everyone, but I have to make videos that's true to me and what I do. And then hopefully you guys can pull in from those bits and pieces that help you to grow your music. And if you ask me questions, I'll usually make a video to entertain your question. I like to do that too. All right, until the next one, I'm out.